Hello everyone, Oz here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are covering the interrogation questions for both Fuuta and Mu. Let's go. So I've been delaying this video for a long time and I wanted to actually do it today. I wanted to do all 8 other prisoners, but I feel like it's gonna take a while. So and also it'll probably make the video a little bit too long. So I decided to split them into 2. I'll do these 2 first and have my decision at the end at least. And this is before the interrogation questions. I'll have some kind of recap after interrogation and see what happens. But as of now, this is what I am thinking, right? So for Fuuta, there's actually quite a lot for Fuuta. I totally get the hate on Fuuta, okay? From what I remember from his case, he was a keyboard warrior, okay? He sets his target online, essentially indirectly causes a murder. He shows some remorse in the voice drama, which I think that's the reason why in my video that said I wanted to forgive him. I think that's basically what swayed me, just because I'm an empath probably. I also think that people do deserve a second chance, because there is a possibility that he's going to change his ways, okay? I also think that he just doesn't know any better. He's a kid, right? At least like he's in the younger side of the prisoners. And I think being in this experience made him more self-aware, which it's crazy because I'm kind of like comparing it to like Love is Blind kind of experiment or whatever. But you know, but I think he's more self-aware after he murdered someone. But I also don't know if he became more self-aware after the fact that Kotoko went out for him. You know, it could go either way. I don't know. And he's just kind of like an internet troll, which in this day in society, I feel like a lot of you guys. And honestly, for me, like, I'm not really appreciative towards those like internet trolls, right? Because what like things like this, whatever happened with Fuuta, can happen to anyone in the internet. It can even happen to me, right? Like one Google Doc can honestly like ruin someone's life, right? And I feel like that's essentially what he did, for no reason, or maybe there is a reason. I'm just not as aware of. I don't know if that's gonna be covered in the interrogation questions. Also, even though he kind of threatens us in the end, I do think that he has more to show than that. I do feel like he did have his karma from Kotoko, so I feel like he already got punished. I'm not really sure how many people he did that whole like indirectly murdering, other than the one girl in the music video. I do think that there's at least like 2 or 3 in the video where he X'd out like an image or something. Honestly, I'm leaning towards like forgiving him, but at the end of the day, I'm still pretty neutral at the end of the day, right? If I have to decide, I do want him forgiven. I know I don't know how much of a hot take is that, because who knows, like at the end of this trial, I would find out that he's actually not forgiven again. And I don't know, I think just him being like remorseful about what he's done is so different from a lot of the other prisoners in this program, right? In Milgram, I feel like not a lot of people really showed remorse, and I feel some type of way about that. Not just for him, but for any other person. So I feel like he's been through enough in the program that I want him to be at least like forgiven, and you know, to reassure that he's safe for now. I don't know. I do know in the back of my mind that there is some kind of like thought about Kotoko attacking him again. I'm kind of scared of that possibility. But you know, and people might be like, oh, who cares, it's just Fuuta. But it is Fuuta, right? And even though he looks this edgy, like rough guy, like rough kid, like I do think that now he's more aware of what he's doing, and maybe he's gonna be a little more careful. I do want to preface though, there's this thing where he threatened us at the end, like, oh, I'll K you, right? Like obviously I'm just like censoring it, but you know, like I'll like, you know, like kill whatever. Anyways, I feel like that someone in the comments said something along the lines of I'm like the next in the hit list, like I'm gonna be canceled next, or I'm gonna be like, you know, like indirectly murdered next or whatever, which kind of creates this like image in my head that, you know, like I don't know if y'all have seen any of Google Docs, like, oh, like my experience about this person, or like this person essayed me, blah blah. Like it reminds me of that in a way where you mention one person, they reply, they like tagging one other person and then tagging one other person. And I feel like that's what's happening here in a way. Like, not comparing it to an essay or anything, but more of like the chain reaction of like doing it to one person and then like, like it's gonna happen to you. And then at least for this case, he kind of put a hit on us, like S, or Fuuta put a hit on S. And I think that's one reason also why I'm like struggling towards like not forgiving him, because if he really felt remorse, like he wouldn't do it again. But it seems like it was targeting us. But I don't know how accurate that comment was in the comment section, but at least I wanted to at least think about it. I considered it in my thought process. But yeah, at least before the interrogation, Fuuta is forgiven, at least on my side. Obviously, I saw the comments, very mixed. Some people really hate Fuuta, and some people are like, oh, like blah blah. I get it. And yeah. And actually, for Mu, I don't really have a lot to say. I feel I'm not really sure, because I rewatched the video, I read the comments. I didn't really go like outside of that. I know some people are like, oh, check Reddit, check this, but dude, with trial 3 almost being done, I don't really want to be spoiled, or at least I'm trying hard enough not to be spoiled. I think I try to look into like my Discord comment section as well, or the Milgram section. And I feel like some people are really passionate about Mu, which is understandable. Personally, for me, I'm not a big fan of Mu. Like I said before, Mu is kind of like a high school bully, and I've already had my fair share of that in high school. And I think like having that image of her after S points it out, and even after the fact that Mu almost like manipulated us as the audience, it just like pointed me out in the wrong direction and be like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of her. Like, would I say I hate her? I don't know. I don't feel emotion about it. At least like from what I see, I'm not the biggest fan of her. Yeah. I guess like some summary, at least for my part, and you guys can clear this out as well. I thought, or at least like the audience thought, that she was being bullied, but it got actually turned around on her, and she was actually the queen bee. She was big ego, big manipulator. Even the fact that after we pointed it out, she's trying to be like, well, since you forgave me, that means that you accept like revenge, right? Like you think that revenge is fine, right? Which I feel like is very unfair after the fact, but whatever. Connected to Haruka, as you guys know, I don't really know if I felt strongly about it when I said it, but like I am choosing probably not to forgive Haruka in this case. To be honest with you, I don't know. Like, there's just something about it, and people gonna be a Haruka defenders. That's fine. I don't think like not forgiving him means that I'm gonna, like we're gonna punish him or whatever. Obviously, it's some kind of punishment, but not to the point where I don't really believe in him. I think he needs to be slapped in the reality that Mu is not a great person, in my opinion. Or at least like she's a bad influence on him. They could be the toxic couple. I don't really care, but yeah, I guess there's some kind of connected. As far as I know, Haruka said to forgive Mu or else that he's gonna do something, and I'm a little worried about that. And because I am leaning towards not forgiving Mu, or at least like I think I'm pretty firm on that. But let's see in the interrogation. I do know, I think I talked about this before too, the mystery about the hourglass at the end of the music video of Mu. It seemed like basically it's like your time now, which is kind of funny because it seemed like a John Cena reference. And I feel like after reading the comment section on my video, a lot of people are like, oh, she's young, so it's just high school shit, right? High school things. But to be honest with you, if no one really like tells her anything that she's doing wrong in high school, she's just gonna grow up like that, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, she's such a B-word, but like I feel like people are so lenient towards kids that they don't discipline them. And I feel like obviously this whole program like with Milgram isn't just about discipline, because there's a lot of like murders that are happening, or at least like that happened, and that's why they're here. But like you can't really be too lenient and just like forgive kids right away, because if you don't forgive them, then they're not gonna know they're doing wrong, right? Obviously, they're probably going to like lash out on you at the end of the day, but like I think that's better than just like you're letting them go and think that whatever they're doing is fine. Honestly, there's more layers in that, and you guys can probably yell at me about it. I think she just needs that, to realize that she's not heading the right direction, in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, I think the one reason why I did not like her is because she's a bully. Even though she was bullied, she was still a bully, and it's just like a cycle of bullies there. I didn't say I didn't like her friends, but you know, I'm just not a big fan of bullies just because a lot of people gone through that. And high school is a bad place for a lot of people. It's a dark place for a lot of people. So, not a good look. Not a good look for her. So yeah. All right, let's watch the interrogation video. All right, so this is the Mu and Fuuta interrogation questions. Around 5 minutes, so it's not too long. Which is kind of good because I also want to think about, I guess, take my time with the questions. I'm not really sure how it's going to go out. I believe the first group had really, like I said, right in the middle, so I might have to like move myself like this. But yeah, let's do it. Any questions? Okay. No, it's crazy. This is also what, like 2023 or something, it says? Oh, dang, and they're like really fast with trial 3 stuff now. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways. Kind of killed a kid, are you? A normal one. I don't have time to worry about other people besides I ain't a kid. Is that asked because of Mu? I don't like anyone. See, I feel like the first trial, I remember that I'm pretty sure it was him that didn't really like adults. Because they were like, oh, what are they doing? But now he had a change of heart with them, which is honestly, that's great. I love him for that. Yeah. Then I think he's very impulsive when it comes to like speaking, but if he is like answering this legit, you know, obviously I don't think he has a reason to lie at this point. Then I am leaning towards forgive. Okay. Do you think you're similar to any other prisoners? I had thought Kotoko, but she's completely different. She's not. See, that's actually what I thought as well about both of them. I feel like he's more of like the person that wants some action, like, or at least like wants to drive the action, and then Kotoko would execute the action that he wants. So I think that's why he said that. But I don't think he wanted to hurt like the non-forgive people. But I don't know if that's because that he's also part of it, right? Like, if I wonder what would have happened if they weren't like if he was forgiven, if it would have been like the same thing. You're the same as me. Is that like S? Is this towards S? What do you feel about the rules? Oh, I don't know what he meant by that. Cool. Yeah, that's crazy to me. I think I feel like no one really cared about Kotoko in Trial 1, and then now it's all about her. Like, she definitely made herself a main character, which is kind of crazy to me. Yeah, I think I got you on that. I got you on that, Fuuta. Well, hopefully. I don't know yet. Aw. I'm not a little kid. I don't have stuff like dreams. Trying hard is useless in today's society. That's so sad, man. Aw. this like question definitely affects me a lot, especially with what he did, right? Because I feel like, is this where the remorse comes from, or is this like more of a realization? Because like, what drove his character to even do that in the first place? Um, Obviously, like, he can change, and that's why this is what he said. But I'm just like, what drove him on, like, to even do that, right? Like, something must have happened really bad. That's my opinion, or that's my thought. Are you satisfied with your gender? Someone asked that. I mean, no offense to no offense to the question, but it's just like, is there a gender specific thing that Moo's gonna do, or I don't know. I feel like, I honestly, like, this is such an interesting question, just because I thought that it was asked because there was some kind of gender issue, or I don't know, something like that with either of them, at least for these two, but I don't remember. I have no idea. I don't know. Or maybe like Moo's gonna be like, oh, like if I wasn't born a girl, like this high school drama wouldn't have happened or something. I don't know. See, I'm just glad that Futa's not double downing. Like, I don't know how this community feels about him. It seems like it's very mixed, but like, I don't think he deserves to be not forgiven again, at least after this trial. Like, maybe after their trial, I'm not really sure like what happens there, but like, I think after this trial we do learn more about him, and I feel like he does deserve to be forgiven. I don't know. I'm standing firm after that, because it's the last question. Yeah. Oh gosh, she doesn't even know. I feel like the people who did not get attacked by that would answer this, but at the same time, I don't think Kazuya and Shido would have agreed with whatever this answer was. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because like the younger side wouldn't want to be in anyone's business when it comes to this, but it's just rough. It's definitely like so different from like Futa's answer. Ooh. Really? Oh, that's different. That's actually new to me. Luminizer? So different from Fuuta. That is part of it. I think that's why I can't really really fully blame her. I feel like how you act, it's very influenced by friends around you or just people. Really, it doesn't have to be friends, you know. And I don't know if she was just in a bad spot, or I don't know if she just utilized where she was to make herself be, up there. But yeah, I think it's just unfortunate luck. Unfortunate, yeah, unfortunately. I think that pretty much just confirmed how I feel about people. It's nothing really different from what I already thought. And yeah, I think at least for this one, Moo, I'm probably not gonna forgive her this trial, and then I'm probably gonna forgive Futa. I mean, that honestly might be the opposite of what's gonna happen. I don't know if Moo's votes are very influenced with what Haruka said in this trial, and like they would forgive Moo just to kind of accommodate for for Haruka, but I don't think that's how I'm going to look into this. I'm not even considering Kotoko and what her possible actions are, just because I don't want my decision to be influenced by another prisoner for this prisoner, right? I want it to be influenced by what I think and what they've been through, and how they're acting, and how I don't know. It's just like a lot of things, right? And I feel like that's kind of how I feel about it. Anyways, thank you guys for looking into this. I'm gonna try to have Shido and Mahiru, I believe. Shido and Mahiru, Prisoner 5 and 6, soon. Hopefully before Thursday. I'll be out. I'll be on a trip from Thursday to Monday. So I'm hoping I can get at least that. That will include the interrogation questions as well, and my thoughts, my summary of thoughts, and what you call it, the theory videos that someone sent me as well. Someone sent me like a really short one, so we can probably dissect that, and I'll include that. Yeah, I'll try to make these quick, just because at least these interrogation questions are around 5 minutes, and I'll also talk about my thoughts on each prisoner. And yeah, I feel like I rather do two again, rather than like having like a 2 hour of me just like saying all of my decisions. After I say Kotoko's, I could just look at the results, right, rather than having another video. So anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye guys.